Okay, hello everyone. Welcome in another video. This time we're gonna create a housing for a motor controller. It's gonna look like this. Yep. And motor controller looks like that. So here you can see motor controller. You can buy it. So this is the motor controller. You buy it with the switch, two-way switch. This socket, plug. And separately I bought this socket, power socket. This is a controller for DC motor. So we're gonna create this housing. Yep. Okay. Okay, let's start. So we're creating, we're gonna use FreeCAD of course. So let's create new file, new body, and of course we're starting with drawing the base or the floor of this box. So again, new sketch, create sketch. We're gonna use XY plane as a floor, and our box will be, we've got dimensions 63.2, tab 60.1, enter, and we've got the floor of the box. To make everything easier, we want the center of the plane to be in the center of the box, so we want this line to be in the between this and this corner. So this one corner, center line, another corner, and constraint symmetric. For some reason redundant constraints 8, so we have to delete number 8. For some reason it's on our way. And now, as you can see, this line is in the middle, these two walls. I'm going to do the same to the horizontal line, so this one line in this corner, the same. Constraint symmetric, or press S. And again we have to delete one of the lines, one of the constraints, delete, and it's in the middle. So we've got the base, the floor. Close. We want this to be 2mm thick. That should be enough. So sketch and pad. It's 10mm. Yeah, we want 2, so just press 2 and press OK or enter. Bang. We got it. Yeah. So, but we want to know, this looks pretty much square. We want to know which edge is which. So let's. So this is our front because it's longer. This one is 60.1. So now we close this. So now we want to create the walls on this plane. So plane, create sketch. This is our front, the bottom, and we want walls or corners to be our reference for the sketch. So create external geometry and just mark them two, should be enough, because we want our walls to be like this. Yeah, so starting from this corner, this means it will be attached to the corner, click on it. Now hold it until this corner. As you can see, if I will just attach the wall, it will be marked as like that. If I will touch the corner, now it's done. And now we want internal square or rectangle, but we want these walls to be 2 millimeters wide. Yep. So we need distance from this line to be 2 millimeters, and this line to be 2 millimeters. The same on this side and the bottom. So we want distance between this corner and this corner in the horizontal line, its length, so L, 2 millimeters. And as you can see, it's 2 millimeters. And we want this line, this corner and this corner to be 2 millimeters in vertical. So it's I, 2 millimeters, enter. And now this is 2 millimeters. Well, we want the same from this one, length 2 millimeters, and we want this one in vertical, so it's 2 millimeters. And now we will have 2 millimeter wide or thick walls. Yep. So we're closing this sketch, and we want this sketch to be 22 millimeters tall. These walls to be 20 millimeters tall. So pad from the sketch, it's 10 millimeters. Yeah. Here you can see 10 millimeters. We are changing this to 20. And we're closing it. Back. And we've got the box created. So this is our front. Now we want to create holes for the switch and gouge. So we're gonna create sketch on this wall. And again, we want to have edges as references, edges and corners. So again, create external geometry and mark edges. And now we want the switch hole Okay, so I didn't put the dimensions at first. We can do it now, so just mark top line and press L length, and this will be 20.2 millimeters, and this is this horizontal vertical line I, we want this to be 13.6 millimeter tall, and we have a square rectangle of the desired dimensions. But now we want to have this rectangle in the correct place. We want it to be 5.2 millimeters from the bottom and 5 millimeters from the left edge. So let's mark this corner and this corner. We want to have it 5 millimeters apart, so L length 5, and from the bottom it's I, and it's 5.2 millimeters. Okay, that will be the first hole. And now for this one we want circle. We want circle 8.1 millimeter. Yes, 8.1 millimeter diameter, and we want this to be center to be length, so horizontal dimension 19 millimeter from the edge, and 13 didn't press I. And vertical 13.52 millimeters. Okay, we got done this. Close sketch, and this sketch we want to have a path. We can do hole, but I use pocket because it's just easier. We don't need different features than just dip. So it needs to be at least 2 millimeter deep because our wall is 2 millimeter. Yep. If you would have something on its way here, like this wall, yeah, if I will make it 70 millimeters, so more than the distance between this wall and this wall, it will make a hole through everything that's on its way. That's why we want to do only the thickness of the wall, 2 millimeters, and done. Now at the back, where we want another sketch, and now we are creating these 4 holes for wires. So we want it to be 4 millimeter diameter, 4, and now we're gonna create 3 more, and we want all of them to be the same diameter. So mark all of them and press constraint equal, which is E, and they all 4 millimeters in diameter. Yep. Now we want them in one line, so let's mark centers, and now we want them in horizontal line, so H. That's it. And now we want distance between them to be L length, and it's 4.8 millimeter. L 4.8, and the same between this one and this one, L 4.8. And we want them to be, again, we need reference lines, even one would be enough. We want them to be 11.8 millimeters from this wall, and I 10 millimeters from the bottom. And now we need another hole in here for socket. So, but this one will be different because it's got flat spots on 2 sides. So we need create arc by center. So we need 1 arc. We're gonna take care of dimensions later, and we need another arc. Yes, and we want these arcs to be equal. And we need 2 flat spots. As you could see, it's creating already horizontal line or not horizontal line. So we want this to be horizontal, H. And now like this. And we want this to be we want this to be 8.1 in diameter. We want this to be equal E, and we want it to be I 6.7 millimeter apart. and now we've got it. Yep. And again, we need reference points from the bottom and top and side. So this center length, we want this to be 14 millimeters, and from the bottom we want 12 millimeters. Yep. Of course we can make it horizontal, same as this one. There should be enough space, but I'm showing you how I created originally. Okay, we can close sketch. We've got what we needed. Sketch, pocket, and 2 millimeter would be enough. Bang. And we've got all pockets we need on the walls for now. Later we're gonna create a cover, so we'll create another pocket, but that will be later. So now we're gonna create this legs for the controller. Will be mounted here, so in this plane, sketch again. So we've got, I prefer to have it on the bottom when I'm drawing, I don't know why. And of course we need references, so this will be our reference. If you use this as reference, because we're drawing on this surface, this is a different surface, but okay, there's some error. I thought it's gonna give us reference or this on this. Yep, so it will give you a reference on this edge, as you can see. Okay, so we need 4 legs with 3 millimeter hole in diameter. I'm gonna create 3 millimeters straight away. We want them to be horizontal, vertical, and in one line vertical. And now they all vertical and horizontally connected. You want this and this to be 26 millimeter away, and we want this eye to be 44 millimeter apart. Okay. You can see these dots showing edges of this hole. So now we want this to be in the center, and this is 26 millimeter, and this line is 8.1 millimeter. Yep. So we want this distance from this to be, there's mathematic, 26 minus 8.1 divided by 2, and this is in the middle. So now we just need the distance between this and this eye, and we want 3.2 millimeter back. Got it. And now we need walls for the holes. So for this fits, so we're gonna make 6, which means the wall will be 1.5 millimeter. 6, 6, 6. Okay, we got it. We can close the sketch. And we want this to be 4 mm tall pad. Now it's 10, change 4. Here we got it. Yep, 4. And basically we've got the box housing for this. But now we are going to create a cover. As you can see, I'm gonna create this cover with locked on one screw. So to have a cover, okay, we're gonna create how hole in this wall first. So again, sketch on the surface. We've got this line in the middle, so you see it will be easier. We want it to be 20 millimeter wide and 3 mm tall. And we want this to be let's say yep, 3 mm from the top, and we want this to be in the middle. So this line is 60.1. So again, this from to this length, and we've got 60.1 minus 20 divided by 2, and it's in the middle. Of course, we could also use this line, and this feature is symmetric, but you can train your mathematic skills. Okay, we've got a sketch. Close it. Pocket. 2 mm. That's it. And now we need the cover. To make sure we've got the cover the same dimensions, we're gonna create another body, because we want this to be another body. We want to have cover as separated part. So body, and now this surface, create sketch, and we can't do sketch on the another body. We have to make independent copy. So make independent copy. Done. We need reference lines, which we won't be able to create on this. So we have to hide previous body. By the way, we're gonna change names. Click right, rename box. Yes, and this one will be cover. Yes, we're still in the sketch. Yep. So we want these lines as references, because we need just a simple square rectangle. Yep. Close sketch. Let's make it also 2 mm. Yep. 2 mm. Now let's make box visible. And we've got a cover. Yep. But we need this attachment, and we need this screw hole. So let's make this invisible. Let's go back to box. So right click, active body, and we need another thing, hole for the screw. And as you can see, and let me show you, as you can see over here, we need this thing, yeah, this one, this thing here. Yep. We're gonna make it in the middle here. So again, sketch. It's all about making sketches. Reference, we're gonna make this one as a reference. That should be enough. Top view. Now we want 3mm hole with 2mm holes. So it will be 7 because 3 plus 4 diameter, that's 2mm wall. And we want this to be on this line in the middle. So let's click and press C, coincidence. And we want this and this to be 2mm length. Yep. Okay, we can close sketch. And now we want this to be even with this surface, yeah, with this edge. So sketch, pad. We don't need to know how tall is it. It's 20mm, we know that, but we can do it instead of dimensions. We can change it to here in type. Yep, dimensions up to face. And now choose the face. And now it's even with the face. Close it, and we've got a hole for it. So this hole is 2mm from this edge. So it's 4mm from the edge of the box. 4mm, yep. So now we want to see cover. Right click, active body, and again sketch. On top we need this line, this edge as a reference, and we need 3mm hole. We're gonna attach it right away to have it in the middle. 3mm, and we want this to be L 4mm from this edge. Close, pocket, and 2mm. It's not gonna affect this box because it's separate body, so it's not gonna affect the other body. Body doesn't affect body. Yeah, 2mm back. And now we can see it's exactly on the hole we did before. But we want this screw to be hidden, to be like flat, like you can see here. Well, it's almost flat, yeah. Like you can see here, it's almost flat with the surface, with the top. So we want this edge to create chamfer. It's called chamfer, and it's 1mm deep. We're gonna make this 1.5mm deep. To be honest, I can't remember how deep I did it in the first box, but 1.5 should be enough. Actually, no, I'm not gonna check it. Let's make it 1.5. Okay, so we've got hole, but we want to have kind of hook that's gonna hook into this. Yep. I can't show it to you now, but you will see. So we know this hole is 3mm from 20mm, 3mm from the top. So we need to create, we don't want to see the box. Okay, so we need to create it on this. So again, sketch. So we're gonna use this edge as a reference. So it's 20mm wide. So we're gonna create 19.9. Sorry. This will be 3mm thick, but it will be 19.19 long, because we want to leave some space. We don't want it to be too tight. So this 0.1mm clearance should be fine. At least it is for my 3D printer. Wall is 2mm thick, so we want this to be also 2.1mm from the wall, and we want this to be in the middle, of course. And this wall was 60.1 long. So again, I'm gonna do some mathematics. 60.1 minus 19.9 divided by 2, and it's in the middle. Okay. So now this sketch, 3mm plus 3mm. So we need pad 6mm tall. Yes. And now we need that lip that's gonna hook into that hole. So we need it on this wall, because as you can see, the box will be here. Yeah, so we need a lip that will go from there to here. So let's hide the box, and we need to do another sketch on this one. So we need walls as a reference, and we want this to be the same wide, but 2.9. Is it 2.9? No. Okay, let's reverse it. We want it to be attached to this corner, and this one attached to this corner. Number 5 we have to delete, and we want this wall to be I 2.9 millimeter. That's it. Not 3, because we want that clearance, yeah. And trust me, it will be easy this way. Close. And we want this to be pad 2 millimeters. Now we want something like that. We want chamfer here. So this. Let me just check how I did it exactly. The first one. Yeah, I did as I thought so. I did it from both sides. So we're gonna change it. Let's delete this pad. Delete this sketch. Delete, and this pad. Just mark the pad. Here length 5.9. So we're gonna make another clearance. So again, sketch on this. Uh, 2.9. Okay, we're gonna do it this way. And we want this I to be 2.9. So we've got 0.1 clearance on the bottom, and we're gonna have 0.1 clearance on top. Close the sketch. Pad 2 millimeters. Done. Now we want this edge, control this edge to be 1.49. Nope. 1.2. 1.3. 1.4. 1.45. No, 1.44 should be. Yep. 1.44, because here it's 2.8. 2.9, sorry. So it won't make let you do chamfer exactly like I have two chamfers. Okay, and we've got this. So now let's see how it looks with the box. Yep, I'm gonna put it here and then screw it here, and it's done. We've got a box for this. Let's hide cover. Perfect. Is it hard to do? I don't think so. Is that the right way to do it? Well, this is the way I'm doing it. Maybe there are different features in the software to make it. I don't know. This is how I figured it out. I did 3D print it and it's working fine. As you can see it. Everything fits perfectly. These are holes. These are holes for wires, for two wires for motor. And in the next next video I will show you how I designed this turntable. I also used the same motor controller as I used in that box we just did. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Thank you.